Top 7 Most Terrifying Mental Disorders. What you're about to hear is not for the faint of heart. These are not just diseases of the mind. They are cracks in reality itself. Disorders so disturbing, so bizarre, that they blur the line between what is human and what is monstrous. Tonight, on Chronicles of Shadow, I bring you 7 terrifying mental conditions that will make you question your own sanity. 7. Dissociative identity disorder. One body, multiple identities. To some, it's science fiction. To others, a daily nightmare. Imagine waking up and discovering you've been somewhere, done things you don't remember, because you weren't the one in control. These identities, called alters, can vary in age, gender, behavior, even accent. One might be a shy 12-year-old girl, another, a violent man with a thirst for revenge. And they don't just take turns. They fight for dominance. In some cases, the host, the original person, loses entire months of their life. There are legal cases in which one alter committed murder, and the main identity had no memory of it. Can you imagine your body being used to kill while you slept? 6. Cotard Delusion, Walking Corpse Syndrome. People who believe they're already dead, even though they're still walking, convinced their organs have rotted, that they no longer exist. Some stop eating because they believe they don't have a stomach. A living nightmare. There's a documented case of a man who insisted he was dead and demanded to be taken to a morgue. Another patient starved herself nearly to death, believing she was already a rotting corpse. The most terrifying part? Some people with this delusion lose their fear of death entirely. After all, how can you fear dying when you already believe you're dead? 5. Depersonalization derealization disorder. Have you ever felt disconnected from yourself, like you're watching your life from outside your body? For most people, it's a fleeting moment, but for some, it never ends. Depersonalization derealization disorder turns reality into a foggy dream. The person sees their own hands, but they don't feel like theirs. They speak, but it sounds like someone else is talking. The world becomes distant, fake, plastic. Loved ones seem like actors in a movie. Lights are too bright, sounds are too loud. It's like living inside a simulation. And the worst part? They know something is wrong, but they can't snap out of it. Imagine being fully aware that you feel completely unreal. 4. Paranoid schizophrenia. Whispering voices, paranoia that grows like a tumor. Paranoid schizophrenia isn't just hallucinations. It's a complete breakdown of trust in reality. The person hears voices, sometimes kind, sometimes cruel, but always present. They might hear their name being whispered at night, or commands to hurt themselves or others. They see faces in mirrors that aren't theirs, feel watched in empty rooms, believe strangers are following them, or that their own family is plotting against them. Paranoid schizophrenia traps the mind in a horror story, where every shadow is a threat, and every thought is an enemy. There are treatments, yes, but many don't respond, and some don't even believe they're sick. 3. Capgras Delusion. You walk into your home, your spouse greets you, they smile, but something is off. They look exactly the same, but you know they've been replaced. This is Capgras Delusion, a rare condition where the brain disconnects emotional recognition from visual recognition. The person is convinced their loved one is an imposter, a perfect copy, but soulless. It's not just disturbing, it's dangerous. Some patients become violent, attacking their own partners or children, believing they're defending themselves from a monster in disguise. How terrifying must it be to feel like your entire family has been taken by strangers wearing masks? 2. Munchausen syndrome by proxy. A child in a hospital bed. weak, pale, barely breathing. The mother weeps, but something doesn't add up. Munchausen syndrome by proxy is one of the most disturbing psychiatric conditions. A caregiver, usually a parent, intentionally harms the person they care for to gain sympathy and attention. They poison, they infect, they create illnesses just to be praised as a devoted guardian. In many cases, the victims are children, innocent, helpless, and unaware that their suffering is being orchestrated by the one they trust most. Some cases end in death, and the perpetrator applauded for doing everything they could. 1. Fatal familial insomnia, FFI. It begins with a few restless nights. Then, sleep becomes impossible. You close your eyes, but your brain refuses to shut down. Fatal familial insomnia is a rare genetic disorder that destroys the thalamus, the part of the brain that controls sleep. Over weeks, the lack of rest leads to hallucinations, then panic attacks, then full-blown psychosis. Eventually, the body shuts down. The person becomes a shadow, awake for months, unable to dream, slowly dying from the inside. There is no treatment, no mercy, just silence and eternal wakefulness until death finally comes as relief.
If this disturbed you, imagine what else is out there. Subscribe to see more videos like this. If you're ready, these disorders are real. They're not urban legends. They live in hospitals, behind closed doors, sometimes next door, sometimes within us.